Peace and power, peace and power. So look, I just want to share with y'all two occurrences that happened today that just kind of make you feel good. So I was teaching a yoga class this morning, and it was a private yoga session, and one of the gentlemen, he was already down on the floor with his mat, and a young lady walked by, and instead of getting on the floor, she sat down in a chair, and he told her, "Hey, get your mat and come on the floor with me." And she's like, "No, I don't want to." He's like, "Get your mat and get on the floor." And he's very insistent. And she's like, "No, I don't want to. And then finally, somebody else had my attention. So I turned my head and was focused over there. And when I turned back around, she was on the floor. And I was like, I gave her some eye contact, like, okay, good. So we did the whole session. And then at the end, she came up to me and she said, "Thank you. That was great." And I was just like, aren't you glad that your friend was there for you to encourage you and motivate you and inspire you to go ahead and do something that you initially didn't want to do? And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, we all need people like that in our lives. I'm so grateful that he, helped you out in that time of need, because who don't need that? We all need that. Peace and power. So that was the first story. So let me tell you the second story. The second story is that another yoga class, this time it's all men, about 20 men. And sometimes I don't make them get on the floor. Sometimes we do chair. And today's session was really a lot of breath work. But, I like to get them up and move and stretch and all that stuff. So we were working on a little flexibility. So I asked them to put the left foot in front of the right, right in front, and then put their arms out to balance. And so the one guy, he's teetering. He's like shaking. He's like, "Man, I can't do this." And then the other guy was like, "Yes, you can." It's just like a sobriety test. You can do it. He's like, "Even if you fall, it's all right." He's like, "Right, ma'am? It's right. If he tear, it's okay, right?" I said, "Yeah, it's always all right as long as you keep trying and keep going." And he was like, "Yeah, man, you got it." And then at that moment, I said, "You're dope." I told the guy who was encouraging the other guy, I said, "You're dope because, you saw that moment to help somebody else that ain't going to hurt you, but you just talked him into doing something that he wasn't necessarily going to try to keep doing." And I just thought, who doesn't need that in life? We all need like that encourager to kind of help us when, we feel down, to pick us up. I just think that's dope. It was random, and it was a dope. And y'all have a good day.